Hey everyone, we're Pat and Kim, owners of the Laundry Spot. We've been getting a lot of questions about the financials and the daily costs of running a laundromat, so we thought we'd take a minute and record this video to go over some of those in detail. So there are two different ways you can do a new build. Either one, building it from the ground up, or another way is to find an existing space and build out a laundromat in that existing space.
Either can be pricey.
One of the main costs people don't think about is most cities have what they call water impact fees. You're charged an amount of money per washer just for the water that you will be using and that will be going into the sewage system. That cost can be thousands of dollars per washer, so just to get approved for the washers in a store can be between $70,000 and $100,000.
So obviously building a store brand new from the ground up is going to cost more. The ones we were looking at would have been at least $400,000, and they can go up into the millions depending on how fancy you want to get.
So the cost is definitely more for a new build out, but you also get things designed exactly the way you want with all new equipment right off the bat.
Honestly, it can vary a ton. We have friends who bought laundromats as low as $5,000, and we know that they also can go for millions. So it really depends on what's included, how old the equipment is, how the customer base is. It depends on a lot of things.
The general rule of thumb for an existing store is that it's generally valued 2 to 3 times free cash. So if your profit is, say, $100,000 a year free cash, then the value of that laundromat is going to be between $200,000 and $300,000.
And we know a lot of you guys want to know what we paid specifically for our store, so we're going to get into all that. So we got our store for $140,000.
On top of that $140,000 purchase price, we also rolled into the financing $65,000 worth of new equipment, as well as a $25,000 renovation loan that was on top of it all. So the full package of what we actually borrowed was closer to $230,000.
Yes.
We ended up looking at about 8 laundromats over the span of about a year to a year and a half before we landed on the one we actually ended up purchasing.
We looked at some new builds, some existing, some that were doing really well, some that needed a lot of help. So we really got to see a variety, which was really helpful in the decision-making process. $100,000. Our store rep kind of gave us that number at the beginning, and that's what we went in with. There are some stores that you can get into for less, and there's a lot of stores that you would need more to go in, especially on your first purchase. But $100,000 is what we went in with.
Yes, we have 2 employees that we inherited with the store, so we didn't have to train them in new. They actually already knew the ropes and knew the daily operations of the store.
That question is a little bit tricky, but it is around 10 to 15%. Things are running a little bit slower right now due to COVID-19 and the shutdown and things like that. We are hoping to pick that up to where it can become closer to 30 to 40%.
So obviously when you run a laundromat, your utility bills are going to be one of your biggest monthly expenses. In our case, we have 2 different companies, one for water and one for gas and electric. We end up paying roughly $1,500 to $2,000 a month to each company. All rolled together, it's between $3,000 and $4,000 a month. Now when the store is operating at maximum capacity, that bill can go up to closer to $5,000.
So currently Pat is there at the laundromat every day. Sunday is kind of our day off where, if we go there, it's just to collect coins. Monday through Friday, he's there working on renovations, collecting coins, things like that. And then Saturday is when he pulls a regular shift, 9 to 5. He, runs it, does fluff and fold, things like that. So he's probably there anywhere between 40 and 60 hours a week currently.
Now in future, we want the amount of time that I'm there every day to be a lot less than that. But right now we feel, for me, learning the business and getting to know our customers and know everything about the daily operations of the store, it's more important for me to be there on a regular basis.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We loved answering your questions.
If you have any other questions, feel free to comment and we will answer them as best as we can.
Thanks guys. Bye.